major part of your identity has to do with the roles you play and your position in your part of the world, or the functions you fulfill in your life and the lives of those around you. Essentially, as we're examining roles, what we're really asking is, who are you? Now, this can be quite a loaded question, as most of us don't just have one or two roles in this life. We're usually fulfilling a number of functions and identities depending on who we're around. At work, you may be a supervisor or boss. You may call yourself an engineer or a cook. In the military, you might have filled the role of captain or petty officer or simply Marine. At home, you may be mom or dad or hubby or spouse. In the community, you may be a leader or a connector or a volunteer. The point is, there's no limit to the roles you can fulfill, but there is a limit to which ones you can fulfill fully. And sometimes you will have to lessen roles, maybe pulling back on volunteerism to be a caretaker of an aging parent, or get rid of them altogether, like if you were to drop the role of pilot when you leave the military. To add to this, our roles also have coinciding responsibilities attached to each of them. As an employee, I have certain things I'm responsible for that my paycheck is dependent on. As a parent, I'm responsible for providing safety and security for my children. Many times, the weightier the responsibilities, the more energy and resources we expend in that area, and the more we gravitate towards identifying ourselves by that role. To start identifying your own roles, start with a list and write down everything you can think of that you play a role in. It might help to separate them into segments, answering the questions, who am I at home versus who am I at work, or even with family. Once you have your list, take a harder look at what you've written down. Chances are you've listed things that serve as a part of your own identity, but the truth may be that some of those roles need to be lessened or removed. In your case, some of your military roles may disappear altogether, at least in terms of being currently relevant. Others may be how you always identify yourself, but don't hold a lot of current responsibility. So if you have roles that are now or will be in the next phase of your life unnecessary, go ahead and strike them out. Likewise, you may have roles that you want to pursue in the future. You may want to start your own business. So in a year or two, you could add small business owner or entrepreneur to the list. You may be a student now, but in a few years, you could add graduate or accountant to your list. If you have a role you're working toward, write it over to the side. Keep it visible so you can plan on making room for that role in your life going forward. Once you have both of these lists, prioritize them and pull out your top 5. These are what we'll call your lead roles. They are the roles that are most important to you and likely the ones pulling the most of your energy and resources as well. While our roles and the responsibilities associated with them are fluid and change over time, it's important to know what roles you fill now so you can appropriately prioritize time and energy for those roles that are most important. As you work through the rest of this program, we'll keep pointing back to these. You'll not only want to ensure that you're being mindful of where your energy and resources are being allocated, but also that you aren't prioritizing the wrong roles in the wrong stage of life.